warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya 'ala as-salah. Hayya 'ala as-salah. Hayya 'ala al-falah. Hayya 'ala al-falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطيع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Brothers and sisters, all praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek refuge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek refuge in His mercy, in His bounty, and in His compassion from the evils of our own souls and darkness of our own deeds. Whosoever is guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can misguide him, and whosoever is declared misguided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can guide him. Brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us, O you who believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He ought to be feared, and do not die except in a state of complete submission. And He has reminded all of us as the mankind, O people, be mindful to the duty of your Lord. The one who has created you from a single soul, from that single soul He has created His mate. From those two He has created many men and women. And fear Him through whose name you are seeking the rights of one another and maintain the relationship of the kin. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watcher over all things. And He has reminded us, O you who believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be mindful. Be mindful for the duty towards Him. He will and speak the word of truth. He will correct your deeds. He will forgive your sins. And whosoever obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His messenger, indeed he has achieved a great success. As we gather here in a blessed month, in the blessed day, and in the blessed moments of Jummah al-Mubarak, we can feel the the fragrance of a beautiful month which is approaching very fast. Just in about 20 days, inshallah, we will be witnessing the blessed month of Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us in His holy book, about this specific month. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. The month of the Ramadan is the one in which the Quran was revealed. This is the blessed month in which the Quran was revealed for what purpose? As a guidance. Hudan lin-nas. Guidance is not to the specific people, not to a specific geography, not to a specific language, but guidance to the mankind. Hudan lin-nas wa bayyinatin min al-huda. And the clear evidence and the clear guidance and a criterion. The criterion to distinguish right from the wrong and to determine what is the right course of action. And the right course of action is the one that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that will give us the success of this dunya and most of all the success of hereafter. In this dunya we may feel some heat, we may face some challenges, we may come across certain difficulties, but the real success is the success of akhirah. Today as we gather over here and we are preparing for the month of Ramadan and we are contemplating how best we are going to avail this blessed month of Ramadan. Brothers and sisters, many of our brothers and sisters around the world, they are not so fortunate. They are wondering, are they going to see the month of Ramadan or not? Are they going to have enough food to start their fasting or to break their fasting? Are they going to have their homes intact or they are going to burn down? Are they going to have the masajid in which they can gather and glorify the blessed name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and offer their prayers? They are wondering. I will just take two examples. One is in this far, far away land. As the land we know, Myanmar or Burma, we have heard the news that many, hundreds, perhaps thousands of our brothers and sisters, they were forced to leave their land in which they grew up, their own country, and they were stranded in the ocean, in the seas, and no country was willing to take them. No country was willing to provide them food. Imagine that kind of situation. And I would like to quote some of the reporting that has been reported about what the plight of those Burmese brothers and sisters is and was. In one of the reports it has been mentioned, the government of Burma's angry and dismissive reaction have refocused international attention on the larger plight of the Rohingya. Strangers in their own country, they are disenfranchised. Strangers in their own country, they are disenfranchised, discriminated against, and subject to unpredictable cycles of violence. Many in Myanmar, including prominent Buddhist monks and political leaders among the Buddhist Rakhine ethnic group, demand that they be driven from Myanmar by any means necessary. But the demand is to get rid of those people from the land they grew up on. So this is the plight of our Burmese brothers and sisters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help our brothers and sisters ease the situation for them. Fast forward thousands of miles to the United States of America. As we gather, as we speak right now, there are about 800 to 1,000 people are gathering outside the Islamic Community Center of Phoenix, Arizona. These are the bikers, and pretty sure you have heard the news, and these are not the ordinary bikers. They are armed with assault rifles and other weapons, and they are gathering outside the mosque to demonstrate and hurl the insult towards Islam and Muslims. Rohingyas did enjoy a good life several decades ago. Their situation did deteriorate to an extent that they were forced to leave their land and get into the ocean, and many of them felt the life in the ocean, on the sea, was much better than what they were enjoying, the persecution they were enjoying in their own country and land. Today, we are seeing the echoes of the same demands that Muslims either renounce Islam or leave the United States of America. The situation is getting to that point where today, as we speak, around 800 to 1,000 armed bikers are gathered around the Islamic Community Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Imagine how would we feel if we were to experience the same challenge. Phoenix, Arizona is not that far from Chicago, Illinois. And here are some of the threatening words which are being heard towards the community, our brothers and sisters over there. The American Friendship Group will kill 2 Muslims in America if any American Jew or American ally killed anywhere in the world. Every attack or bombing in Israel will mean 1 less mosque in the United States. These are the threatening letters and words received by the masajid in Phoenix, Arizona. And to be very honest, if not of this nature, yes, we do have received certain threatening warnings and letters from hate mongers. Now, what is the solution? The solution lies in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not something which is very new. This is what the messengers and prophets themselves experienced, perhaps at much worse level than what we are seeing today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a beautiful formula, a beautiful principle. If we follow that, inshallah, we will see the situation completely turning around. We have seen that Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he had the intention to go out and execute and kill the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but the iman, when it entered in his heart, he became the greatest defender of Islam. We have seen in the example of Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu ta'ala anhu, how his life and situation changed and how he came from enemy of Islam to the defender of Islam. And we are hoping and praying that inshallah, many of these our brothers and sisters in humanity, those who are carrying hatred against Islam and Muslim today, inshallah, when they see the beauty of Iman and sweetness of Islam, they will turn around and they will demand that Islam be their religion and their way of life, inshallah. Here's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. And not equal are the good deed and the bad. The good and the evil are not equal. Repel evil by that which is better and beautiful. And thereupon the one whom between you and him is enmity will become as though he was your devoted friend. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained it. Who will possess this characteristic? وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. But none is granted this particular characteristic, this wisdom, except those who are patient. So the first requirement is to be patient, and none is granted it except those who would have a great portion of share in Al-Akhirah. What is patience? As we started the description of the month of Ramadan is the one which received the blessing of the Quran, but this is the month of patience. We are required to start our fast and have patience over our needs and our desires. Just like we exercise patience in carrying out our needs, we have to exercise patience when we are faced with hatred, when we are faced with difficulties, and when we are faced with challenges. Patience is a required characteristic, and this is the characteristic which is common amongst all the prophets and amongst all the messengers, as we will see. In the beautiful advice which is given by Luqman alayhi salam to his son, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانهى عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. O my son, establish prayer and enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong, and be patient over what befalls you. Indeed, that is of the matters requiring determination. The term patience is mentioned 90 times in the Quran in various contexts. 90 times the term patience is mentioned. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded the believers, He has encouraged the believers, if we are facing with difficulties and challenges and hatred, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ, that seek help through the channels, through the means of patience and prayers. And indeed, it is a difficult thing, it is a burden, إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ, except for the humbly submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, patience does not mean inaction. Patience does not mean that we choose to withdraw. The patience does not mean that we shy away from our responsibility. The patience means that we must remain steadfast. The patience means that if somebody provokes us, we do not give into the provocation. That is the first aspect. It does not mean that we sacrifice our principles or our values and not do what we are required to do. Patience means to not do something which is contrary to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Patience means restrain, doing the right thing at the right time, using the right principles and with the right justification and the right reasoning. And that all comes from the principles given to us in the Quran and the character of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The second thing also means being caution, being careful in our own actions, in our own wordings, not to provoke others. Two aspects. One is, if somebody provokes us, we are not to give into the provocation. That is the self-restraint. At the same time, we should be careful about our own actions and our own words, not to provoke and not to insult others. That also requires patience. Patience also means to have hope when we are feeling low, when we are seeing that there is no help around us. Patience should connect us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and it should give us the hope. Just like Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he was being thrown into the fire, what was his wording? He says, وَقَالَ إِنِّي ذَاهِبٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّي سَيَهْدِينِ, and he said, indeed, I am going to my Lord and he will guide me. So that is what the meaning of patience is. Patience is not just for when we are suppressed and oppressed and we are facing challenges and difficulties. Patience also is required when we are given an upper hand. Let's take an example of Yusuf alayhi salam. When he went through the hardship, he knew what his brothers had done to him, but when the time came, when he had an upper hand, he could have easily sought revenge, or he could have easily punished them. But instead, what the path he chose was, قَالَ لَا تَصْرِيبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْيَوْمَ يَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَهُوَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. And he said, no blame will there be upon you of today. Allah will forgive you, and He is the most merciful, and He is most kind. So that is the two aspects of patience: facing difficulty and challenges, exercise restraint. When we have the upper hand, exercise restraint and be forgiving and be kind. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I would like to share one incident which took place with Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He was being verbally abused. He was being verbally abused by one of the disbelievers, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was witnessing that. And as the disbeliever kept on going, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was quiet. He was patiently bearing and taking all that verbal abuse, until it got to a point where he got very upset and he started responding back to that verbal abuse. Seeing this, Prophet ﷺ, he just got up and he left. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he followed him. He said, O Messenger of Allah, what happened? When you saw him abusing me, You were quiet and you were quietly watching. When I responded, you got upset and you left. And Prophet ﷺ, he responded by saying, Ya Abu Bakr, when you were quiet, there was an angel who was responding on your behalf. The moment you started responding, Shaitan took over. Brothers and sisters, there is a great lesson for all of us to learn. When we face, especially my younger brother, my youth over here, who may be facing a lot of such things in their high schools and colleges, please be patient. When you face with unkind words, return kindness. Be gentle, be kind. Do not return abusive words with the abusive words. Because that is the sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, and that is the teaching of Islam. More than that, we are also required to do what we are supposed to do, meaning that we are the khaira ummah. We are the best of the ummah. We are here to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the service of His creation. When there is a need, we should be in forefront. When it is time to feed the hungry, we should be in forefront. When it is time to oppose the injustice, we should be in forefront. So if there is a need to serve the humanity, we should be in forefront and taking the lead. On that note, tonight, inshallah, there is going to be a blood drive. And saving one life as if saving the entire humanity, I would like to encourage all the brothers and sisters, those who are capable, please do participate in that drive. Because this is our human responsibility. So tonight there is going to be a blood drive. Also, as I mentioned earlier, patience does not mean that we shy away from our responsibility. We have to engage. We have to communicate, and we have to communicate effectively. Many of the brothers and sisters from the other faith, they ask us, where are the Muslims? Why can't we hear the Muslim point of view? So unless we present ourselves, it is not going to happen that somebody will be presenting Islam in a manner which is the manner of Prophet ﷺ. It is ultimately our responsibility. In order to do that, we have to engage individually and at the organization level too. One of our dear brothers who attended the conference in Oslo last week about the plight of the brothers and sisters in Burma, he delivered a good news. Alhamdulillah, there are 7 Nobel laureates. They came out with a strong statement declaring that the persecution of Burmese is equal to genocide. That means that there is a hope that there will be more pressure on the government of Burma, inshallah, and there is a hope that, inshallah, the situation will improve going forward. So tonight, there is a program, How to Defend Islamophobia. What is the effective manner and way to counter the Islamophobia? I would like to urge all the brothers and sisters to ensure that you become part of that community dinner program, inshallah. And last but not least, dua is our tool, and it's a very powerful tool. When Prophet Isa alayhi salam, he faced with the disobedience, some of the people who were disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did not invoke curse. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he did not invoke curse. When he was asked by some of his companions, "O Muhammad, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it is too much for us. Why don't you invoke the curse of Allah, the lan of Allah on these believers who are torturing us, those who are persecuting us?" And Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his face turned red, and he said in his historic words that I have not sent as a lana to the mankind. I have sent not but the mercy to mankind. He was Rahmatul Alameen, and Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and he made a dua, in tu'azzibhum fa innahum ibaduk wa in taghfir lahum fa innaka antal azizul hakim. If you punish them, indeed they are your servants, but if you forgive them, indeed it is you who is exalted in might and wise. And tonight and today, our dua to those who are gathering outside the Islamic Community Center of Phoenix, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them towards Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open their hearts and minds to the beauty of Islam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them understand the true message of Islam, because we truly believe that a lot of this is misinformation and misguidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us become those who would carry the torch of Islam and bearer of the message of Islam. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وسنة نبيك وعبادك الموحدين يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه اللهم أرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون واذكروا الله يذكركم والله يستجيب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أهم وأكبر أقيموا الصلاة